Welcome to Cops Uncut, the show that puts you in the driving seat of America's fight against crime and gets you up close and personal with the mad, bad and dangerous to know that roam America's highways. Coming up on Cops Uncut, this fleeing criminal turns out to be no bright spark. This driver's excuses contain not a spark of truth.
No, baby, I have eye problems.
How about alcohol?
And this ex-con sparks highway devastation. Welcome to Darian, Georgia, where this pickup driver is desperately trying to outrun the local PD. He's already had one of his tyres burst by a police stinger, but the cops don't realise just how much damage they've done. They've just lit the blue touch paper, and this guy is about to blow. His front tyre, punctured by the police, completely gives up on him, and as his metal wheel rim kisses hard concrete, he goes up like a firework. This giant sparkler could easily go out of control and smash into other cars on the road, causing real devastation. Police desperately try to keep him on the inside lane. But when he veers all over the place like a North Korean missile test, showering the police with molten metal and escaping their cordon, they realise they can't keep this rocket bottled up forever. Sure enough, this three-wheeled Comet narrowly misses driving into the back of a passing truck. But even in the midst of the chaos, he still has time to indicate.
He's on the front bumper.
This guy must have great balls of fire.
We're getting over. Looks like he's taking on off-ramp.
But this fiery ride cannot last forever. And as soon as he exits the freeway, he fizzles out.
Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Put your hands up!
But he can't get his hands up, they're clutching his burning backside. He's gone from the frying pan into the fire, and now he's in hot water. And that's where this driver in Atlanta, Georgia found himself when he heard the sirens and decided to make a run for it.
1020, got one running. Red Mitsubishi.
As he streaks past the evening traffic, the police stay at a safe distance behind him. Although he easily manages to dodge past a few motorists, this bend poses a bit more of a problem.
1020, split. 41, 41, 41. Start 4.
Like a short order pancake chef, he flips.
1020, split. 41, 41, 41. Start 4.
And when he smells smoke from the pan, he tries to avoid being yelled at by the chef and hotfoots it into the night, discarding the flambéed car like a piece of burnt toast. Well, if you can't stand the heat. For motorists in Austin, Texas, there was a surprise on the menu. When a car crashes on the highway, it's no picnic. But when the crash involves big vehicles like a dump truck and an 18-wheeler, it's utter chaos. Especially if a pickup truck becomes the meat in their sandwich. And that's just what happened when this dump truck squeezed past a pickup and veered into the way of an 18-wheeler trying to merge. Looks like this picnic just turned into a barbecue. The cab of the 18-wheeler was almost completely melted in the ensuing fireball. Amazingly, the driver jumped out before being incinerated. And the drivers of the pickup and dump truck also escaped unscathed. The 18-wheeler was loaded with 18,000 kilos of frozen chicken. So there were plenty of drumsticks to go round at this surprise cookout. Now, how many excuses can you come up with to convince an officer that you're not as drunk as you look? Police have pulled over a car driven by two young women. Right from the start, their story is unconvincing.
It's her car, but it's written in my name.
Her car written in your name. Now, how'd that happen?
Very silly. It's insured in my name. I drive it most of the time.
If you look closely, you'll see her nose just grew 2 inches.
I know I went across the lines right there.
Yeah?
I know I did that, but I always do that.
You always do that?
Yeah.
I wouldn't make a habit of that. I really wouldn't.
I know, but during the night you can see the lights coming, so I figured.
That's still not good.
If only she was as economical with tequila as she is with the truth.
Why don't you put your feet all the way together just like mine are right now, okay?
My knees don't touch all together.
Okay.
With the hitty so that my knees are bruised.
Okay.
I don't have very good balance.
Why not?
I mean, I have eye problems.
You have eye problems, affects your balance?
Do you have no depth perception?
How about alcohol? That interferes with depth perception also.
You don't need to be Sherlock Holmes to work out what's going on here. That's right, even a fictional character could tell she's hammered.
I want you to pick up any leg of your choice, and I want you to count out loud in this manner. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
The matter that we're standing on the slope.
I don't feel like we're standing on the slope.
Okay, ready?
I'm ready.
2001, 2002, 2003.
Look at your foot for me.
2004. Okay. I can't do it.
Her last hope is to appeal to the officer's sympathy.
Okay, this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to place you under arrest for DUI. You understand that?
I just pay a bond or a right now because I have to go to work tomorrow.
What time do you have to be at work?
6.
6 o'clock. You're going to be pushing it here. Okay.
And a final excuse.
All the procedures to you this morning.
You know, I have no balance on a slope.
We're on a slope?
Once the hill goes up.
That's just pretty much as level of the roadway you're going to get in Atlanta. No, you're not on a slope here.
The first lesson of road safety is wear your seatbelt. Especially if you're driving a school bus. Even if you don't have any kids in it. Otherwise, you might end up like this poor guy from Carmel, Indiana. Just one bump is all it takes to send you flying. And once you're off that seat, there's no easy way to get back on it. The driver always said he didn't want to die behind the wheel. That's why he jumped into the footwell. He's bobbing around like a cork on the ocean until he hits a lighthouse. This was his first day of driving lessons at the School of Hard Knocks. Reminds me of that song, The Wheels on the Bus Go Wherever the Hell They Want. If you're planning to commit grand theft auto, you need to pick the right vehicle to escape the police. Because if you can't find something light and speedy with impressive acceleration, you might end up with one of these. Just like this suspect in Wintersville, Ohio, who's stolen this monster machine and just wants to keep on trucking. If he can't outrun the police, maybe he can crush them. It certainly wouldn't take much to knock the cops off the road. So he decides to give it a try. These officers aren't going to let him push his weight around. But the flip side is, there's nothing they can do to stop him. With a car, they could always nudge it and cause it to spin off the road. Try nudging this beast out of the way. In the end, the suspect thinks he'll be lighter on his feet. But even then, he can't outrun the cops. He was caught and indicted for fleeing the police and felony theft. What a trucking idiot. Outrunning the cops on a motorcycle is much easier. In fact, it's like riding a bike. Because not only can they go very fast, they're also very manoeuvrable. Cops in Warren County, Georgia are struggling to keep up with this biker. But somehow they manage to stay on his tail. Realising his escape won't be as easy as he hoped, this hellraiser tries to mix things up a bit, slowing down before accelerating away, throwing the pursuing officers off their stride. Cops haven't seen a bike going this fast since they tried to pull over Lance Armstrong for a drug test. He reaches speeds of 110 miles an hour through back streets and residential areas.
Turn it back on, turn it left.
Unfortunately for this easy rider, he takes things a bit too far and brakes a bit too fast.
I hit him, get me the NCO.
There's a stuntman lesson he didn't sign up for, but he learned fast enough to be able to pick himself up and make a run for it, only to be captured by the police later. And on top of his other fines, this evil Knievel was landed with a $3,800 charge to fix the patrol car that ran into him. At least that's gotta hurt. Sometimes the police get so bored of pursuit, they use powers of persuasion as well as powers of arrest. The married couple in this car are suspected of shoplifting. And as they make their getaway, the pursuing officer tries to give them some helpful advice on his loudhailer.
Guys, just pull it over. Don't be stupid. You're gonna hurt somebody and you're gonna go to jail for a long time. Just pull the car over.
But it falls on deaf ears, and Bonnie and Clyde continue with their daring getaway.
Ron, you like a cheap suit. Just pull it over. Stop the car, guy.
The cops are even kind enough to try to keep them informed as their car starts to fall apart.
Look behind you, guy. Your muffler's falling off, dude. Your tire's gonna go, man. You're done. Guy, look behind you, man. Are you serious? You're leaking oil.
But they aren't kind enough to warn them about the stinger their colleagues have placed across the road.
Oh, yeah.
Which means that this chase is all but over.
Oh, off-road.
Stubborn to the end, these partners in crime end up paying dearly for not listening to some free advice. So, what do you do if you're 14 and you really, really want an ice cream? Annoy your parents till they say yes? Or steal their SUV? Welcome to Howell, Michigan on the 4th of July. Enjoying their own idea of Independence Day are kids aged 10, 12 and 14 who've made an illegal turn at a Dairy Queen. And when the cop tries to pull them over, they panic and hightail it back home as fast as they can so the ice creams don't melt. No prizes for guessing their favourite flavour is Rocky Road. The police can barely keep up as this teenage torpedo and his tweeny accomplices gun the SUV. They blow stop signs. They jump red lights. They even storm past two motorists on a curve in a move which has the cops struggling to control their vehicle. But despite his lunatic speeds and insane manoeuvres, at least this kid knows how to use his indicators. But can he see over the steering wheel? Well, not enough to spot. He's run out of road. And now the recriminations begin.
I got my hands up. It's not my fault.
Okay.
It's all fault.
And here comes Dad.
Is this your vehicle?
Yeah.
This son, you said?
Yeah.
What was he doing driving?
Stole the car. I was just told I'm over here at my mom and dad's house.
There'll be no ice cream for a while.
No, you're not going to jail, bud.
I've been hidden all day.
You're okay. You're not in trouble. I need you to relax, okay? You're not in trouble.
They're already much better drivers than this 62-year-old. Using unquestionable logic, she's in a car park, so why shouldn't she park on a car? And far from being mature about it, she slopes off, hoping everyone has eyesight as bad as hers. But her car was spotted a few days later and she was charged with failing to remain at the scene of an accident. Now, if there's one person you don't want to annoy at Christmas time, it's a mother of 4 with military experience. Police in Oklahoma are in pursuit of a thief who thought he'd hit the jackpot. He'd broken into a house and made off, not just with a computer and television, but with all the family Christmas presents as well. But as he was leaving with his loot, Mum spotted her enemy and locked him in her sights. She called the police and tailed him until the cops arrived to take over. But this anti-Santa isn't quite ready to be crossed off the naughty list. He nearly crashes into oncoming traffic and blows through a dangerous intersection. The police decide that this guy is more than a mere Christmas Grinch. He poses a real danger to passing traffic. They waste no time in knocking him off the road and into the nearest ditch, where he ends up wrapping himself around a telegraph pole, incarcerated even before making it to jail. It's a victory for military Mum. All the Christmas presents and electronic goods are recovered intact.
I'm nervous, just kind of adrenaline.
Oh, hurry, no.
We know that.
The biggest danger in a high-speed pursuit is that innocent bystanders will get hurt. And that's what's in the mind of these Kansas City officers as they chase down a suspect who's stolen a truck and is tearing down the freeway at high speeds.
235, I've got him at a high rate of speed westbound.
This guy was recently released from jail, where he was serving time for possession of drugs and assaulting a police officer. He's desperate and extremely dangerous. When he turns into traffic and starts heading the wrong way down a one-way street,
Looks like he's got 2 right flat tires.
police have no choice but to continue the pursuit,
235 is behind him.
knowing that something like this could happen.
235, we have an accident. 235, we have an accident.
This driver's recklessness has resulted in 3 vehicles being totaled
Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
and 6 people being injured,
Get on the ground!
some seriously.
Are you okay? I need an ambulance.
It's a reminder of just how much damage one desperate person can do.
Are you okay, bud?
But sometimes the only people fugitive drivers harm are themselves. The driver of this red car has a suspended licence. When police try to pull him over, he decides to make a break for it. But he's soon reminded why his driver's licence has been suspended when he loses control. One little swerve, a collision with a culvert, and all of a sudden he's applying for a pilot's licence. Police found the car upside down, back on solid earth. As well as breaking the laws of the road, this guy tried to break the laws of gravity as well. Fortunately for him, that wasn't a bookable offence. So, what have we learnt today on Cops Uncut? One-handed driving is too cool for school. Evading the cops needs more than a Christmas miracle. And when escaping the police, a motorcycle may be faster than a lorry. But consider the whiplash.